Hello, hello, hello. It's been forever. It's been too long, but I'm back. I'm doing a random midday live because I've been doing lives on other platforms and I felt like it was time for me to come back to the tube. So let's see who comes in. It's been forever. And I kind of want to get back to doing a little bit of YouTube as well as other platforms. Oh, someone liked the live. If you're in, say hello. Hey, Kia Michelle. She's, hey, girlfriend. Hey, how are you guys? We're going to say, yay. Yes, yes, yes. I literally am like, let me just pop on. It's midday. I'm on a random whim. I was like, what I got in my hair? Piece of leave-in conditioner, probably. Um, what? AS? I don't know what that is. What? Oh, what's up? Is that what you're trying to say? What's up? Y'all, it's been so long. It's been so long. I took my little break and then I came back over the summer and then I had so much stuff happen to me over the summer. Like, absolutely insane, y'all. I mean, someday, I'll say this. Someday I'm going to tell everyone the story that happened this summer. But let's just say this summer, when I came on and I told you guys, like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a live for you guys and then like post videos, I end up having something so crazy happened. I had a stalker and it just escalated to a lot of crazy things. And I ended up having to move and like rearrange my whole life. So I'm in my new place. It's kind of a mess behind me. I should have straightened up behind me before I went live. But I'm in my little warehouse now, my little room where I like have all my stuff and pack orders. But yeah, it was actually really crazy. So I'm really just kind of getting myself resituated. And as you guys know, Black Friday is coming up. So I have a lot of plans to try to like get everything kicked off for Black Friday, on time, on schedule. I'm like making orders every single day, packing orders every day. And yeah, I thought I would come on. I'm gonna try and come on like at least give you guys a live once a week because I've been on TikTok live. I've been doing like TikTok lives, kind of just like showing products, talking about what's been going on. So I was like I owe you guys a live for that. So yeah, so today, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. I love that. But I feel like today I should come on and talk a little bit about, how to heal your scalp naturally. I feel like this is like the season where a lot of people have a lot of issues with their scalp. I feel like it's a season where people's hair gets so dry. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Hi, Phyllis. Hey, so good to see you. Thank you, thank you. I miss all of you guys. I miss all of you guys. I'm gonna come back, like seriously come back at some point. It's just been like so much going on, as I mentioned before. It's just so much going on. So I'm trying to restructure my life and get all of that back together. So I thought, like, let me come on, give you guys a little bit of information. I obviously will tag this live on, I'll obviously save this live so that way anyone can come back and see it and all of that. Let's see. I have oils on my scalp right now. Oh, good, good. What oils do you have on your scalp right now, Catherine? So working woman, we understand. Yeah, girl, working and dealing with life stuff. Like honestly, the life stuff almost took me out, y'all. But I'm here. I'm back for a while. Yeah. So I'll start off with inflammation, right, you guys. So inflammation causes so many issues with not just with hair growth, but it can cause hair loss. It can shrink those hair follicles, making them shrivel up and cause hair thinning. Usually what happens is we all deal with like stressors and things in life that happen, good, bad, ugly, and stress can cause inflammation, especially on the scalp. Oh, hold up. Kia said, funny thing, I was about to order your Bring Garage almond glass bar last night, but found one in my closet. Girl, I be finding glass bars everywhere. Like, obviously, I make them, but I always like save some for myself. So, child, I be like looking like, oh, maybe I'm gonna have to dig into my stash and be like, nope, I always found one. Catherine says you're making black castor oil with red pimento. Oh, good, good. That's nice and stimulating for the scalp. So that's good. Actually, it's funny, Kia, you mentioned the Bring Garage bar because actually one of the good herbs for fighting hair loss, fighting inflammation, is Bring Garage. Our Clipta alba, that's what it's called. It helps to reduce scalp inflammation and support healthy hair follicles, improve circulation to the scalp, help combat dandruff. It's called King of Herbs. And you can obviously use it as a mask, as you know. You can make it into a hair oil. So y'all know I have my Bring Garage, as she said, Bring Garage Rosemary Almond Gloss Bar. I have Bring Garage in pretty much all of my oils. So my stimulating Ayurvedic oil has Bring Garage. My DHT blocking oil has Bring Garage. I think my scalp relief oil has it, and that's because again, it helps to reduce that scalp inflammation. And again, scalp inflammation is like one of the leading causes for hair loss and hair thinning, scalp related issues. Yeah. And another herb I'm going to recommend for you guys, and feel free, again, we're live, but I feel like I could give some information in between chit chatting about life and everything, or herbs or hair or whatever. Um, I'll just talk about some of the new herbs. I actually have a bunch of new herbs that I've been like dealing with and thinking about just because I'm about to be 40, y'all. I'm about to be 40 this month. And I just feel like making sure I get my scalp health under control. I felt like because I moved and I had so much stress going on in my life, I was neglecting my hair, right? And so I just really wanted to kind of like bring back and give back my hair and my scalp because baby, I was good for putting it in a bun for about 82 days, okay? And not really washing it and not really taking care of it the way I should. So, part of for me, I have eczema and I've struggled with eczema my whole life. And I don't think it's something that ever fully goes away. I think you could do things to minimize some of the flare ups. But for me, one of the biggest flare ups, causes of it is stress. And so, being in a very stressful situation caused my eczema to flare up, and then not taking care of my hair the way I should, just it all aids, it all like compounds upon itself. So yeah, so one of the other herbs that I was been kind of like interested in is turmeric. And in particular, there's the curcumin that's in turmeric. That's the active component in it. And that component actually is what gives it its main properties. I think I've talked about turmeric before in the past, but I've used it obviously on my face for like facial masks because, it helps to reduce like blemishes and scalp. I mean, and like anything on your face and like make your skin more even. If you don't know about that, I always recommend doing a turmeric mask. You can do it with like yogurt. I think I have an old video on my YouTube about like turmeric and yogurt and using that for your skin. But turmeric also has anti-inflammatory properties, has antioxidant properties. It can help calm scalp irritation, dandruff, psoriasis. Again, as we know, it can also promote that clear, glowing skin. So what I've been doing whenever I add wash day, I just added like a little bit of like a a tablespoon to some of my shampoo. So I'll like get my shampoo, add a tablespoon, kind of like mix it in my hands. If y'all know, it'll also stay in your hands. And then I've been using that to like rub it on my scalp. So turmeric is like good for a lot of things, but for me, when I'm having, and I can't say I had like a flare up, but I just noticed like little like flakes in my scalp. And I don't really suffer from dandruff anymore since I switched over to just like all natural herbs and stuff. So I know that it was like more than likely my eczema. Also, like I started seeing like I get like bad eczema like usually around my neck. And so this side was a little inflamed. So I definitely use that turmeric and yogurt on the side of my neck too. Let me see here. Catherine said, I've been using rosemary, goldenrod, and horsetail, but I need to try more herbs. Yes, yes. Turmeric removed a scar I had for a year. Turmeric is amazing. Like if you have any type of scars and stuff, like blemishes, all of that for your skin, but it also can be used in your hair. Now I haven't used it any other type of way other than adding it to like my shampoo and then just like mixing it. But it definitely does help with like some of that inflammation I felt like I was having on my scalp. Again, that was of my own doing because I really have been not taking care of myself the way I should have been. This says, wish your gloss bars was in Ulta and Sephora. Listen, I'm trying. I really want to get into some stores. Like this year, I'm trying. I thought this year was going to be the year where I was going to be able to like step up and do more things, right? And I feel like this year, with everything going on with the Trump administration, um, I felt like there was a lot of like tariffs caused everything just skyrocket, right? All the prices just skyrocket. I tried not to increase the prices too much for you guys, but then it does cut into my profit margin. So it's always like trying to find balance. And Then again, like I said, I was distracted with the personal things I had going on in my life, and that definitely like slowed me down a lot more than I anticipated. But it's like we're moving forward, and I know Black Friday is literally like 25 or 24 days away. So now it's like lock in. It's like game time, like game time. Um, Moon Radiance says, "What's your take on clove tea, both spraying and drinking?" I think clove tea is great. I would say it's more for healing properties. People will say like, "Oh, you can use clove for like hair growth," but I would say clove has more like I forget the component, eugenol. I think it's eugenol and cloves that actually is really good for healing the scalp naturally. So like a bit for like reducing inflammation. So I think it's great. I also think taking it internally is equally as good. So, a lot of times I do talk about like topical treatments, but the internal, like if you're having like scalp issues, you're having certain things, I think making sure you're also, taking things internally as well is good. And it is something you should be doing, right? Now, of course, I'm gonna preface this by always saying like talk to your doctor before taking any herbs internally, but herbs are powerful and herbs are medicine. So it's one of those things that you wanna also like remember. Herbs are medicine. So if you're taking other medications, you want to look into making sure they're not contradicting with any medications that you may be taking if you are, right? Do you have tips to remove stains from using turmeric? I don't. I mean, other than if you have something that's white, obviously you can just bleach it. But like, no, unfortunately, turmeric will stain everything. So don't use anything that you really really love if you're going to use turmeric. That is a plus and a negative, I'll tell you that much. It'll definitely stain. um I'll have to think about it. I don't know, maybe peroxide might be able to break it up or break it down. um I'll think about that one, Catherine. The other herb I want to talk about today is neem. Y'all know neem is like my goat. So anytime I have any type of scalp issues, it's gonna be neem. Okay, neem is like the all-in-one perfect. Now I won't do neem oil because neem oil stinks. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. Neem oil stinks to high heaven. I hate neem in that sense. Like, but I can't say I hate neem, but like neem is like neem oil basically has like the highest and strongest essence of it. So again, anything I would say in nature that is really stinky usually has some of the best properties for you. If you don't know, neem has the antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, helps with dandruff, itching. So that's also in my scalp relief oil. I have my almond fenugreek neem gloss bar. My shampoo bar has like additional neem added. So I always use that. Like I'm still using like my shampoo bar a lot because that really helps me when I'm having like any type of flare-ups or inflammation issues. Have y'all tried the shampoo bar before? Or are y'all just more so into like liquid shampoos? Or any shampoo, even if it's not my shampoo bar, have you tried shampoo bars in general before, or it's not really your thing? Y'all like a liquid shampoo, y'all just want to get in, get out, whatever. I like obviously I like my shampoo bar. But I like the idea of shampoo bars because they last to me more washes than I get out of a regular shampoo. And it's as natural as you make it, right? So obviously I'm using like almond powder, neem powder, there's like fenugreek powder, there's colloidal oats, which are also very soothing for the scalp. Um, in that bar, there's oat milk in that bar. So there's a lot of like soothing and calming properties. That's mainly because I focus a lot on scalp health because I that's where your hair grows from, and that's where your most of your scalp issues come from, right? Whether it's from hair loss or hair growth, dandruff, dermatitis, eczema, all of those things. So yeah. um Ayan says, "Hello, Michelle and everyone. Shampoo bars are hard to use." Okay, tell me what, Ayan, can you tell me what you think is hard to use about it? Is it the fact like you feel like you have to rub it on your scalp, or do you feel like you have to rub it in your hands that you don't like? What makes it hard? I'm just curious because I'm also somebody who washes my hair in sections. So like on wash day, I put my hair into like maybe 10 large twists or 8 large twists. Um and so I just rub the bar right onto my hair. But I get it. Everyone is different. So Kia says, I prefer liquid. Okay. Is it for the same thing? It's just like easier for you to just like put on your hair. You feel like it's just simple. Kiss, I agree, using the bar takes more time. Yeah, I could definitely see that. But I'll say this, I also shampoo automatically in sections because that's what's best for my hair. But I get it, if that's not something you do, then that would be more time. It would be kind of a little bit more annoying. Um, Also, you can lather the bar up in your hands and do that. But again, I guess it is, if you say it's a little more work, a little more time, a little more effort, a little more effort. Um, have you guys, just out of curiosity, have you guys tried the conditioner bar? Because I'm curious, if you don't like shampoo bars, do you not like also conditioner bars? Have you tried a conditioner bar? Y'all know I have a conditioner bar. I don't promote it as much as I do maybe some of my other products, but I actually think I was thoroughly surprised about how well the conditioner bar actually worked. Um, because I kept thinking, you know what it was? I kept thinking like I need this thick, thick coating on my hair. If you ever watched the video where I did like the conditioner bar and I'm like running it under my hair and I forget, like the conditioner bar is just like a conditioner in a bar form with no water. So the water you use from the stream in the shower. So when you're doing it, you're just like running it like down the length of your hair. And I'm expecting to get like this like thick, thick coating like you do with conditioner, but you don't necessarily with the conditioner bar. But I found it to be, if not more effective, or as equally as effective as a regular conditioner. So I don't know. It's just different things out here. You know, people are like, new things come out in the market, you try it out. Maybe it doesn't work as best for your natural hair. Maybe some people really, really love it. I think also probably really good when you're traveling. If you don't want to carry nothing liquid, you could just have the shampoo bar and the conditioner bar. Um, you said you haven't tried it. Yeah. I feel like it's kind of new. I guess my other question is like, is there anything new on the market that you feel um like you want to try, or you feel like it's like worth like maybe, formulating something new or fun? Tavia says, so glad to see you and you look amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am glad to be back on this live. It's been a while. Can you believe it? It was literally a year since I was making videos regularly. And that's insane for me to think of, because I was making videos every week and I had only intentions to be gone for like, I don't know, like a month or two, just to kind of like heal from the whole situation I was going through. And then literally I've been gone for so long. And I had no goals. I had no intentions to be gone this long. Um, Kia Michelle said, I didn't know you had one, but I love your conditioners and Owen Out Strengthening Hair Mask. They were a game changer for my hair. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I have one. I like I said, I don't promote it too much. I don't promote it too often, but I definitely have one. It's under the Owen Out line. Um, it has like amla, rosemary, um, I think some neem in it. It's a great little bar. It's a great little bar. But yeah. All right. So I'll give you guys a few more herbs to talk about, since I titled the video herbs for scalp health. But also feel free to like jump in, chat, whatever, ask questions if you want. I'm also down to just do a little bit of talking. I feel like a live you can do whatever you want, which is kind of like I wanted to go live so I can kind of do a bit of talking and a bit of education, but a bit of talking and a little bit of education. I'm also going to talk about like Black Friday and some drops and everything I have coming up. Okay, Aeon says, will you ever make the shampoo bar into liquid? Um, maybe, maybe if there's interest for that. I do have a liquid shampoo. I do, but that's for the hibiscus line. But you're asking to make the Oenalo shampoo bar into a liquid Oenalo shampoo? I could possibly do that. Listen, I'm also thinking, even though like right now it'd be very crazy to like start a new product for Black Friday right now. Not impossible, but it would just be like I'd have to like really be on it. Um, I'd have to actually order the preservative testing, and that would probably take me a little bit longer than I anticipated. But um, I'm down. I'm definitely down. Tavia says, please smack the like button. Thank you. But yeah, definitely give this a like or a thumbs up if you find it to be helpful. Um, yeah, I'll say this. What other things are y'all looking for like with hair products in general? Like, are you feel like you have everything you need in the market? Like, are y'all ever looking for like new creams, new butters, new oils, new things to try? Because sometimes I feel like some of us just like to try new things, just like to try new things. Not that we have any real need for it. It's just, something fun to try. Or you feel like you guys like want new gloss bar combinations. Are there any herbs that you feel like, I really want to add into my regimen, and maybe I don't want to do DIY, so I just want it to be included in a product? Right now, I'm actually working in the process of formulating an edge control, um, which I feel like a lot of you guys have asked. I was trying to do an edge control and I was trying to do a mousse, but with everything going on and having to move, like the mousse got chucked to the side. But the edge control, I'm like well on its way to having it completely finished within the next day or two. So yeah. Hey Alana, she said, "Hey friend, hey girl, how are you? How are you? How are you?" I'm out here just getting my life together, preparing for Black Friday, sharing a little information. She says, "I'm always looking for little kids' hair products for my little girl." Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What are you looking for in particular? Like more moisturizers, or what in particular are you looking for? Just like a good like shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, because I got all of that. And we can talk. Phyllis says, "I like to try moisturizers. I suffer from extreme dryness and thyroid problems." Yeah, I thought, it's funny. I thought about doing maybe another moisturizer, maybe creating a new line, starting the process of a new line, starting day one of a new line, dropping just another moisturizer. Do you feel like with your moisturizers, you like a little bit of hold, or are you just looking for something just pure moisture? Um, Phyllis, have you tried any of my leave-ins or moisturizers? Is there one you like more than the other, but you feel like you still need a little something more? Or like you feel like it's not heavy enough, or you feel like it's too light, or maybe not as moisturizing as you like? Just out of curiosity, I'm always curious to hear what your thoughts are. Tavi says, "My hair as I get older is drying. Edge grow gray for me, and brittle hair with little gray suggestions." My hair is like, so as your hair, I'll say this honestly, as your hair gets, I have a bunch of gray hairs. I'm not gonna lie, I have a bunch of gray hairs in my hair, and they are so dry and they're so wiry and they're so out of control. So what I've been finding, using my liquid leave-in, like I really need that liquid leave-in first. Otherwise, it's that hydration that I feel like my hair needs. So what happens basically when your hair loses like its melanin sites and all of that, usually what happens is it grows an inner medulla. So if you have very fine strands like I do, you don't have an inner medulla. But the gray strands tend to have an inner medulla, which makes them more coarse and more wiry, right? And makes them be like something you've never experienced before, which makes it tend to be a little bit more dry. Um, so what I would recommend, and I have been doing very frequently, is laying off some protein, laying off anything that has protein in it, and then really focusing on the liquid leave-in. So the spray leave-in that I have, the All Now leave-in conditioner, that one, without that, I feel like if I don't put that as a base, I don't know why my hair just doesn't feel like it's the same. And then making sure I do like the full lock method, and then leaving it in a twist or a braid or a bun or something like where it's like has a chance to dry and still be moisturized. So for me, like on wash day after I shampoo condition, right, and it always deep condition, like I don't have a week where I don't. Well, obviously I've been flacking, so I haven't. But when I'm optimal, when I want my hair to be optimal, deep condition every single week with heat or steam, particularly heat or steam, depending on what your hair likes, right? And then from there, the liquid leave-in conditioner, some type of styler, and then I have to use like a butter or an oil to really like make that like those, I would say those cuticles just lie and glide down, and then put it in a protective style. Like if I don't do that last protective style set, I feel like my hair just dries out very, very quickly. And I'm still actually researching a little bit more about gray hair because I feel like it's so different, and it is different from your dark colored hair. It doesn't have melanocytes. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Um, so it does respond differently. And when I tell you, through this last year, through all the stress I went through this past year, I have so many gray hairs now. Like when I get back to doing my wash day video, y'all finna see like, oh, you've been through some things, okay? And so the gray hairs are gray, and they're so different from the rest of my hair, and they just do whatever they want to do. So I'm feeling you on that, but I will say the biggest thing I've noticed is hydration and how important hydration is. And without that, like I just Like without that, my hair just feels like it's as soon as I leave, it's dry. The rest of my hair is fine. It's just the gray hairs are just so different. So I feel you on that. Um, oh, almost a tear-free shampoo. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, a tear-free shampoo. Okay. And yes, it's being silk press season. Oh, y'all in silk press season. So what y'all doing in silk press? Y'all do you doing your protein treatments? Let me make sure if you are in your silk press season, leave a little comment. Y'all in your silk press season? If you are, I want to recommend making sure you are up on your proteins, or I would say any type of bonding treatments that have bonding, because heat, even though you can be using heat effectively, right, as in like you're not you're not like having it on like 500, you're not frying your hair completely, you can still cause damage over time. So you just want to make sure you are strengthening the bonds in your hair, having a good amount of protein treatments, and making sure your hair is not dehydrated, because dehydrated hair, as you know, will also, you know, dehydrated will also cause issues. Um, Phyllis says, pure moisture, waiting for your Black Friday sale to try your moisturizer. Oh, yeah. Oh, Phyllis, I think you might like that moisturizer, the hibiscus shaving moisturizer. It is one of my best sellers, and it is that way because I'm not just me, a lot of people do. If you read the reviews, that one, that's a T. So just prefacing leading up to Black Friday, y'all. If you've ordered from me before, you'll get the pre-Friday launch. Like you'll get the opportunity to shop a week earlier than everyone else, and you'll get a steeper discount than I'll offer on Black Friday. I don't know what I'll be able to do this year. If it'll definitely be at least 30% off. It might be a little bit more, but it'll definitely, if you've ever ordered anything from me, you'll be on that list. And if for whatever reason you don't, and I'll come on, I think I'll do a couple of lives leading up to it, and then that way, because sometimes, like, I don't know how it's like, sometimes the email list gets a little crazy, even though I'll be like, I'll select if someone has ordered from me before, give them the thing. Sometimes one or two people or go to a special folder and you won't get the code. Um, then anytime I go on live, you can always just message me and say like, hey, I did order from you before. Can you please send me the code? And I'll like send you the code afterwards. So anyone, you get the week early. So also like you get it in the mail earlier, we get it out earlier, it's all done. Let's see. Aeon says, so what would be good for that? Oh, I kind of mentioned it before. So if you're in silk press season, you need to be up on your protein and up on bonding treatments, and making sure you still get enough hydration in between your silk presses. That is like key, because what happens is your hair gets super dehydrated, then it's more prone to breakage. So then as you keep heat, using heat on it, you eventually will snap your hair, or it won't revert back to being like super curly again. Okay. I do natural hairstyles only. Thank you so much. Okay, yes. Okay, good, Tavi. Moonray says, how do I combat frizz? Good luck. Frizz is like one of those things. Frizz can happen because your hair is either severely dehydrated, right? And so what happens is it's seeking out moisture, and then it's seeking out moisture from the environment. And so it just causes your hair to become super frizzy. So I would make sure you are deep conditioning your hair, making sure you're getting enough hydration and moisture in your hair regularly. And that may mean, and I say this like sometimes, you may need a protein treatment. I know this seems like counterintuitive to that, but if you haven't done a protein treatment in a long time, then you probably are due for one. Because proteins, if you think about it, your hair is a protein, right? And then it's like, if you think about like shingles on a roof, right? And so over time, the shingles on your roof start to break, and they break down, they fall away, whatever. And so when you do protein treatments, they kind of like help to repair, like kind of like glue, to make sure the shingles on your roof are 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 still there. So your hair is naturally hydrophobic, right? Which means it wants to repel water, right? So whatever you do on wash day is when you lock in the most amount of water and moisture. But imagine you have, just like that roof, you have all these broken little shingles everywhere. So then your hair is just leaking moisture, leaking water and hydration, and it's seeking it from the environment because your hair is so dehydrated, right? And so having a protein treatment helps to fill in, like kind of like glue in between those cracks, and kind of like creating like a nice protective barrier so your hair stays hydrophobic, so it prevents a lot of frizz, right? That the reason your hair gets frizzy is because it's seeking moisture in the environment, trying to grab onto whatever it can because your hair is so dehydrated. So making sure you are deep conditioning at least once a week. And if you feel like your deep conditioner is not working, try something else. Then doing a protein treatment. And I would probably, in the first, if your hair is like severely frizzy, right? I would alternate between like strengthening one week, deep conditioning next week, strengthening one week. So protein, and then a regular conditioner, protein and regular conditioner. And I try to get your levels up. A lot of us, and I say this all the time, like a lot of us are so protein deficient in our hair, especially if you have fine to medium strands, that you can do that right away. But try it for like that for like 6 weeks or maybe 8 weeks, like alternating between protein and moisture for those 8 weeks. And then just getting back into regular like moisture. And then making sure you have a good regimen, you're sticking to it. Maybe trying a little bit more protective styles in the interim so that way your hair can really like kind of accept and receive that moisture. The more you wear your hair out, the more the environment can dry out your hair, right? So having my hair out like this, it's cold outside, it can cause drying. If you have the heat on in your house, it can cause severe drying, right? So those things can also further deplete and dry out your strands, causing like more issues, more long-term issues with frizz and all of that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend if you missed it, just having a good shampoo and protein, moisture, switching each week between like protein and moisture, and then making sure your hair has a hydrating leave-in, and then sealing with like a cream and oil. Have you found is the frizz like more frequently? Like I'm saying, like, did it happen like more recently, or is this something you feel like you've been combating for like years and years and years on end? And was there a period of time when you didn't have as much frizz? Do you ever straighten your hair? Do you leave it natural? I know it's a lot of questions, but I feel like that also impacts um, how much frizz you might have and why you have frizz. They said we're gonna catch up later, girls. Good to see you. All right, hon. I probably missed it already, but we'll catch up. Alpha says, thank you. You're welcome. It said, I keep my hair stretched. I was asking for a friend. Oh, thank you for your information. You're welcome. Catherine says, I live in Canada and here winter is so rough. I need more tips on how to protect my hair in a very cold and dry climate. Yeah, that I will say this. In Canada and anywhere like where it gets like bitter cold, when I say you're kind of the same advice, Catherine, that I gave to Moon Radiate about like it's not for you. It's not going to be so much as protein, but you're going to want to make sure you are deep conditioning your hair every week. I don't care. And I'll say this. If you're deep conditioning your hair every week and you rinse out that conditioner and you feel like your hair is still not as moisturized, I would say slap that conditioner back on and go under some heat or steam or a hot cap or whatever you need to do and try it again. Because I feel like on your wash day, if your wash day is not thorough, and I mean to the point where when you rinse out your conditioner, if your hair does not feel like buttery, soft, fluffy clouds, try it again. Something because that's the foundation, right? So other than that, then you're going to be struggling for like during your hydrating and your moisturizing process to make your hair feel good, and it never felt good from wash day. Wash day is when you have the maximum hydration for your hair, right? Because that's when that shampoo is lifting the hair cuticles and you're able to cleanse all that dirt. Make sure you shampoo. I can also stress that enough. Like make sure you are shampooing your hair to remove any other stuff, right? So that way your hair can then receive all of the benefits from the conditioners and all of that. And then I would say, go in with your leave-in conditioner. And I want to honestly say this: when I was struggling with really dry hair, the only thing that helps me in the wintertime is using shea butter as a sealant. Like after I do my creams and leave-ins, all that hydration, lovely, wonderful, beautiful, great, love it. But without that butter, when it's really, really cold outside, I feel like my hair just does not thrive. And shea butter in particular, like not any other butter. Like other butters are great, but for me, I feel like doing that and then leaving my hair protected and with a scarf on. Like if you're going to be outside, put a hat on, put a scarf on. Don't let your hair really be out in the environment like that. I feel like in those really harsh temperatures, it can be such a hard, it can be very hard for your hair to stay very moisturized and hydrated in those temperatures. You're in extreme temperatures, so you have to do extreme things to your hair. And I would say definitely leaving it protected is probably one of the better things to do. I know it's not super fun to do, but like yeah. Catherine also, I feel like my hair gets less frizzy when I include healthy fats in my diet on the daily. Nuts, avocados, grass-fed butter. Yes, that too. Very, very much. Very, very much. Um, I also say this, like frizzy hair also tells me sometimes you're not getting enough ceramides, which like there are ceramide rich oils like sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, safflower oil. So I'm not surprised, Catherine, you saying like nuts, avocados, and grass-fed butter. Those fatty oils are really, really good. So your hair, again, as it's a protein, it also has oils and fats and cholesterol that is naturally in your hair sebum, right? And so those things, when your body's not producing it, like you're not eating enough of it, your body doesn't produce as much, right? And our hair, as we know as Black people, we don't make as much sebum. Now we make sebum, and some people do create a lot of sebum. For the majority of us, we don't have like sebum the way other races have sebum, and that's why our hair doesn't look extremely greasy every. We're not washing our hair every 2 to 3 days. But I will say you're right. Your diet can play a really big role as well. So thank you for sharing that too, Catherine. So yes, thank you. Yes, I just washed my hair. My hair feels like butter. I'm telling you, perfect, perfect. That's it. Like I tell people, if you're wash day, if you're leaving wash day, your hair doesn't feel like butter, like go back and try again. Go back and try again because it wash day is the time. It is literally the time your hair should feel like soft. I always call it soft, fluffy clouds because that's when you get the max hydration. That's when you get the max moisture. Uh, Valerie says, why I take my hair out of a protective style and want to leave it out for a while, my ends start shedding. What can I do? So I guess my thing is, what type of protective style are you putting in your hair, and then how are you moisturizing your hair? One, is it a protective style? So what I found out, a lot of things when I used to wear braids like exclusively, like back in the day, and I felt like my hair was the same length for literally like 10 years. It's because I wasn't taking care of my hair in the braids. I wasn't washing my hair, I wasn't conditioning it, and I wasn't leaving anything on it. So I feel like if you're doing as soon as you take it out of the braids, right? Now you're manipulating it, you're wearing it out, you're manipulating it, the wind's rubbing on it, your clothes are rubbing up on it, right? So the ends just fly away. It could be a number of things. It could be like if your ends start breaking off, you probably need a trim. So I would do give yourself a nice good trim, right? Before any protective style, give yourself a nice good trim and give yourself a nice good protein treatment. Okay. And then make sure when you have whatever protective style in, you're still washing your hair, you're still conditioning your hair, you're still hydrating your hair. When I'm talking about hydration, I'm talking about something that can form some type of layer or I would say humectant, we call it humectant water over your hair. Now, humectants, there are different types of humectants, which can also, as we were talking about frizziness, um, so some humectants can cause your hair to be extremely frizzy, right? So there are like two main types of humectants. There are like smaller humectants that can like go penetrate deep into the hair, and then we call film forming humectants that basically almost like film uh, a like make a film around the outside of your hair, which helps prevent moisture loss, right? And so when you're having your hair in a protective style, you should be using both, right? You should be making sure your hair gets enough hydration. You want to have enough, again, water humectants. That's when I'm referring to hydration, I'm not just referring to just water, because water can evaporate and dehydrate your hair as quickly as it hydrated your hair, right? But water and humectants, that combination together actually is what helps your hair to retain moisture for longer. Why? Because humectants bind water to your hair. It's literally like grabbing onto the water and then it binds it to your hair, right? And so, um, having a film forming layer, not just humectants that are small, but having humectants that are a little bit larger, they help then create that like barrier around your hair so that your moisture loss just doesn't just evaporate into the environment with when the water dries out. So making sure if you are using a protective style, you're doing something that also makes sure you have your hydration. Then you're still some type of moisture. Like you still need some type of moisture, whether it's a styling, whether it's a cream or a lighter cream. Um, you just want to make sure you are doing it with your hair. So I guess Valerie, I guess that would be my question for you is what type of protective style and then what routine are you doing when your hair is in that particular protective style? And then let's say you do that. Let's say you have a good routine, you're washing your hair regularly, you're hydrating, you're moisturizing it. As soon as you take out your hair, I also then recommend you do another protein treatment on your hair, right? So I'm guessing if you're leaving your protective style in, it's probably like 3 weeks, a month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't know. Then it's time for another protein treatment, right? And protein can help again build the little like cuticles in your hair to help prevent breakage, right? And if your hair is breaking that bad, then it's probably not a great protective style for you if you are already moisturizing it and keeping up with all that and your hair is still breaking. You also want to think, is your protective style really as protective as you think it is? Because I find sometimes if you're talking about braids, I feel like braids can be equally as destructive because when you're blowing out your hair, you're doing all this stuff, detrimental stuff to your hair before you put it into this protective style. So you're just like causing so much damage to it before you put it into a protective style. So like, I don't know. It can be a little bit of give and take of both. Catherine says, "What do you think of cassia?" I think cassia is great. Honestly, if you don't want to deal with like the color from henna, use cassia. Cassia has a lot of strengthening properties to it, kind of the same way that henna does. The only thing cassia rinses out, I would say, in like maybe like 3 weeks or a month. Um, Whereas henna binds to the proteins in your hair. So henna is a more permanent process, while cassia will give you strength, but over time that will wash away as you wash and style your hair. So I think it's a great herb, and I think you can use it to like help strengthen your hair. If you don't want no color to your hair like the way henna does, I think that's a great herb to get into, to dive into. Um, 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 um. All right, so let me see. I have my little list here of herbs and stuff I want to mention today. Um, and that's if you have any other questions, like feel free to drop in the chat. Other than that, I'm gonna like bounce back in between. Another herb I've been into heavily and actually did some videos on in the past is chamomile. So chamomile also helps to reduce inflammation, redness, great for sensitive scalp, inflammation on the scalp. And yeah, so that I use chamomile in the scalp relief oil. I use chamomile in my oat and aloe line. Everything in the oat and aloe line has an herbal complex. If you guys have never used my product, I'm actually gonna grab one real quick. I got my big baggy clothes on today. I'm being a little bit of a bum. So everything in the oat and aloe line, this is a 16-ounce conditioner, but everything in the oat and aloe line has a horsetail, chamomile, sage, nettle, rosemary, lavender, and then of course oat kernel extract and aloe vera, right? And because the oat and aloe line is the line I formulated basically because I was having scalp issues, right? So all of the herbs in here, sorry, let me turn it this way. All There we go, opposite. All of the herbs in here are literally specifically for helping to heal that scalp naturally, to provide that hydration, to provide that moisture, to provide the antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory properties, right? Because the scalp is where your hair grows from. And if your scalp is having inflammation, then you can definitely have issues, with dandruff. You can have issues with hair loss. You can have issues with hair thinning. So having an herbal complex that literally addresses some of the main issues people have with their scalp was really important to me when I formulated this line. Valerie says, okay, thank you for the information. Oh, wait, Catherine says, do you ship to Canada? I do ship to Canada. You can see that right on my website. I will say the only thing that is not pre-calculated, and I want to forewarn everybody because there are VAT and taxes. Whatever Trump's got going on, they can be a little bit expensive, and I don't know what that is because I basically have it like you can ship DHL, I think UPS, USPS, and I know once it comes to Canada, it's something else. But I do have those options. But that is just for, I'm going to warn, that is just for the shipping alone. When it comes over into Canada and not just Canada, because I ship to the UK, I ship all over the world. There is your own country that has its own VAT and taxes on it. So just wanted to forewarn you. Night just came in. I just want to forewarn you so there are like no surprises with that. And I don't know what those are because that's calculated by what you order, the type of product you order, how much you order. Hi, baby. What you order, and hi. And so just as a warning, some people say it can be expensive. So I just don't want you to be surprised. But says, okay, thank you for the information. That helps. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, so basically everything in the old now line. So the leave-in conditioner, the twist cream, the strengthening hair mask, all has that herbal complex with it. And again, that's really good for those who are having like a sensitive or dry and itchy scalp, inflammation, redness, dermatitis, eczema, pretty much the run of the gamut. Hair loss, hair thinning. Yeah. This one little old man. Knight is 10 years old now. If you guys don't know, he's a King Corso, and um they generally only last till like 10, 11. So he's definitely a little old man now. As he gets up, he moans and groans and all of that. So if you hear him in the background, that's who's over there making all this noise, making all this noise. Okay. One more herb we're gonna talk about today is green tea. And if you have any questions or anything, drop it in the chat. If not, I'm gonna share some herb information for you guys. The next herb is green tea, and green tea has, y'all know, like green tea is bomb. It has the polyphenols. It has what they call EGCG. It's like epigalactin. I can't pronounce it right now, but it has that, and that's actually what gives it its like medicinal properties. It's rich in polyphenols that fight oxidative stress and inflammation. It can help reduce DHT related hair thinning. So a lot of men and women who basically have like that, male pattern or female pattern baldness, it's from an excess of DHT that builds up on the hair follicles, and it shrinks the hair follicles. And so then it causes the hair to thin out. So you see men who are like super shiny and bald, and their head looks really, really, really shiny. They usually have what that male pattern baldness, and that means their hair follicles have completely closed up. And at that point, it's almost impossible to reopen hair follicles that are completely shut. So the goal is to always get them before they are completely shut, and that way hair can regrow from there, right? So DHT goes onto those hair follicles and shrinks it up. So green tea is really good, especially if you're having like any stress related inflammation, too much DHT in your system. And again, women can also have DHT. We don't create as much as men do, but we do have some, just as we have, some women have testosterone, some women have more testosterone. Um, yeah, so you just want to make sure you are using things like, in this case, like green tea to help minimize that. Now, my DHT blocking oil has green tea in it. It also has like 10 other herbs and essential oils that can help fight and block DHT. Let's see. I don't know if you go live often, but you're really good at this. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I feel like that today's my energy is a little bit low. Usually I'm a little more higher energy, but I haven't been live in a while. I haven't been on honestly, I haven't been on YouTube in about, I popped on live I think in June or July. But before that I used to go live all the time. I used to make videos all the time. So, but thank you, thank you. I try to, trying to get back on it. I'm also like on I've been on TikTok live, trying new platforms and stuff. So that's why I was like, let me go back to my original core audience who was riding with me from the ground up. And y'all have been asking me for videos, and I promised I was going to come back. So I am, I am back. I'll probably just start with lives first, and then I would love to do like a hair challenge with you guys. So usually, Catherine, what happens is like I used to like do videos every single week, and then we would do like hair challenges. I would like educate you a little bit about like whatever herbs or new herbs or how to use herbs like oils, butters, hair teas. We would do challenges for like fighting hair loss or regrowing your hair, or protective style challenges, or all types of stuff. So I really want to get back, like I really, really want to get back to being active with you guys. Like you guys were like my core audience, and I miss you guys so much. Maria says, yeah, you've been truly missed. Thank you, thank you. I literally said to myself I was gonna be gone for like, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Like I had so much stuff going on last year too. It's crazy. It just seems like every single time I have like something really, really big or important going on, I feel like the devil just likes to try to play around and make life so difficult. And it's always around this season, because this is like the biggest season for me, right? It's Black Friday season. This is when I make the most money. This is when I have the most amount of work to do. And so there's always so many distractions. And last year was so crazy. And then I thought like, all right, I thought that situation was done with. And then over the summer, it just escalated all over again. And so it's just like every single time I think that I'm away from it, I feel like the universe be like, not quite, but you're almost done. And this time it's like, so I'm hoping to be completely finished with that situation. I have a few more court dates still with this crazy person. But once that's done, I feel like I can fully focus on being back present, with you guys. I miss going live. I miss having that like that energy and that space and that time. And I love sharing with you guys new things. I bought a couple new books, like herb books. And I have like some new things I want to talk to you about, some new herbs I want to talk about, and kind of like how I want to discuss it a little bit differently. Just because I feel like there's so much going on, and I don't know, just have something positive to talk about. Have something like, let's talk about herbs for this, and more internal. I feel like as I'm getting older, I want to make sure like we're talking a lot about topical things, but like I really want to get back to or get into discussing like some internal things that you can be doing it and can be taking. So um, yeah, I don't know. I'm like all about like being healthy and loving on ourselves and taking care of ourselves. Oh, you said we love you, Michelle. Oh, thank you, thank you. I love y'all too, man. Y'all been through. It's been like years and years I've been on YouTube. It's been like I think like 7 or 8 years. So it's just crazy for me to feel like I was gonna take a little bit of time off, and it's been like a year. But I appreciate y'all still riding with me during this time and supporting me with my business and like, just being there, just being there for me. It's been real. It's been real. I don't want to get emotional. Type said I would check out for videos. I figured you're busy. You're very busy. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I listen, I'm definitely gonna come back, and I think if nothing else, I would at least love to just go live with you guys because I feel like live is just real. We can do a little bit of, like I said, we can do talk a little bit about herbs. We can talk a little about personal, or y'all can feel free to ask me questions. I want to do some like giveaways and stuff like that. So um definitely, like it's been good. It's been crazy, but it's still been good. Like I've still been getting back to myself and like, still figuring out taking care of my hair again, getting back into a routine. So I feel like that was the one good thing about like going live with you guys. I mean, doing like videos with you guys, because then it forced me to be like, let me be responsible and actually and actually wash my hair and share with you guys all this stuff. So but yeah, I'm definitely coming. I'm definitely coming back. If nothing else, we can definitely do the lives and we can get on that. Can I put your own aloe deep conditioner on my scalp as well? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It does rinse off very well. You don't have to really worry about that. There's nothing in any of the products that are toxic. Everything is pretty much all natural. I would say vegan, but the Ona line does have honey in it, so it's technically not vegan. But my hibiscus and shea line, the red line, if you see, that one is completely vegan. But everything I have on there is just for all natural, all plant based. I can feel like I can't teach you guys all this wonderful stuff and then like give you toxic ingredients or things that I would not put on my scalp or my hair. So, I love that deep conditioner. Me too. Thank you. Me too. Me too. All right. Let me see here. We are almost coming up on an hour. Let me see if there's anything else I want to. Oh, I do have another herb for you guys. So if you have any questions or whatever, you can leave in the chat. And I'm going to tell y'all about one more herb. The next herb is holy basil or tulsi. You guys have heard me talk about this herb, especially on my channel before. That's actually an adaptogenic herb. So adaptogens are really great if you're having any stress. So who doesn't have stress? Let's be for real. In this economy, in this world right now, who is not stressed? I would say holy basil and actually ashwagandha. And you guys have heard me talk about ashwagandha. I actually take ashwagandha um, because it's a great adaptogenic herb. So adaptogens basically help your body to manage stress. So a lot of times, as I mentioned before, stress can actually cause inflammation, not just on the scalp, inflammation in your body, inflammation everywhere. So you can take holy basil, tulsi, which is tulsi. You can apply it. You can make a hair tea. You can use it infused into an oil. Um, yeah, or you could crush up the herb and take it internally as well. Holy basil also helps to balance sebum production, helps to clear acne, helps with scalp buildup. It also reduces oxidative stress in hair follicles, promotes stronger growth. Again, you can brew it as a tea or use it as infuse it in oil. So I have in my DHT blocking oil and my scalp relief oil, they both have the holy basil or the tulsi. So again, good for reducing inflammation. Again, my scalp relief oil is for those who have scalp inflammation, dandruff, dermatitis, eczema, just or dry and itchy scalp. So holy basil is really, really good. Highly recommend that herb. It actually, I like the way it tastes. It's like almost basil, but a little bit, but better. Like it's not as basily as regular basil is. If that does that make sense? Does that make sense? But yeah. um, but yeah, so I'm all about adaptogen herbs. And I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'll do before I close out? I'll give you a list of like all the new herbs and things that I am taking for me internally as someone who's about to be 40, right? And I'm not in perimenopause, but I feel like I've definitely noticed hormonal changes as I'm starting to age, right? And so one of the big things I found to help balance your hormones is making sure you get enough omega 3s. So we get enough omega hi night. We get enough omega 6, we get enough omega 9 pretty much in our diet, but what we're missing is omega 3s. So I'm taking cod liver oil supplements. Hi baby. Hi honey. I'm taking omega 3s. I'm also taking the liquid iron. Yes, Phyllis, I'm still taking my liquid iron. I'm taking the Plant Force liquid iron. For once in my life, I finally got my iron levels up to, I was so proud of myself. I went to get a blood test on October 1st and my iron levels were perfect. It's literally never been perfect. But yes, I still take my liquid iron every single day. I do take 18 milligrams. I know I still may eat some, but I'm still doing that. And oh yeah, girl, if you're turning 36, yes, I'm gonna give you the tea. Start taking it now. Start taking it now. I'm taking vitamin D, which more research I've done on vitamin D, actually, because don't bark at me. Because basically what I read about vitamin D is their vitamin D. Come here, come here, come here. There are vitamin D receptors all throughout our body, right? So I feel like I think they actually just increased how much vitamin D you can take, which is still not enough what they're recommending. But I'm gonna tell you this and don't freak out. I'm taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D, and sometimes I'm taking 20,000 IUs of vitamin D every single day. Why? Because I have fibroids. Night, come here. You can't get your way. He wants my attention always. Every time I get on live, he acts like he's never had attention ever in his life. Um, so what I found out is there was a study done. There's actually multiple studies done on fibroids and vitamin D, right? And I'm gonna get back to some other stuff too. But and basically in this study, they were taking 100,000 IUs once a week for 12 weeks. I think the study was, yeah, for 12 weeks, and every woman in that study saw a reduction in fibroids. Their fibroids shrink like a good amount. I forget how much percentage it is now off the top of my head, but all of them, their fibroids shrunk decently. So I actually had last year, I found out I have the one in my uterus was massive. They were saying like it probably like doubled from when it was a few years ago. So I wanted to, they talked about like doing a hysterectomy. They talked about trying to just cut it. And I was like, let me do my own research first and let me take this seriously. Let me seriously, think about how I want to try to shrink this. And, there's estrogen in your foods. There's estrogen in, now, obviously not my hair products and stuff, because obviously I'm making them now. But like for years and years and years, I use products that have, hormone disruptors, the food, everything. So I thought, like, what can I do? So I started researching. And so when I tell you, y'all, the last when I went to go get, my stomach was starting to like poke out like from that. Now my uterus is like definitely much smaller. Even my doctor was like, wow, like before you even do the ultrasound, they have shrunk tremendously. So what I've been doing is 20,000 I use for 12 weeks. Then I'll take like 3 weeks off, and I'm only taking 10,000 IUs during that time. And then I go back to do that. And I've been doing that alternating back and forth, back and forth. She said, yes, I did the same when I suffered from fibroids, vitamin D, 5,000, 10,000. Yeah. Well, I tried 10,000 to 20,000, and I, everyone was like, oh, you're going to get, the calcium stones, but no, because I'm taking it with the cofactors, like I'm taking it with other things to make sure that my body's actually processing it. But then when I was actually doing more research on in general about vitamin D, there's actually vitamin D receptors in almost every organ of our body. That's why I said I was going to get back to it. And so the amount that they're recommending us, like it's like 140 IUs or something, like is not even is not even enough for nothing, really. And so they were saying, like, I was reading studies about people who have cancer who were taking up to 50,000 IUs of a vitamin D, just because you don't know how many receptors you have in your body, and there's more research being done on it. So people thinking 50,000 IUs is a lot, and it's really not, because IUs and grams and milligrams we're not taking that much. It just sounds like a lot because you're using IUs versus milligrams and grams of things. I always recommend talk to your doctor before you do anything like this. But like when I tell you, I've seen significant changes in my body since taking vitamin D levels at that level. There's a ton of studies. Well, if you just even if you just put into Google, Chat GPT, I don't care what you put in, um, vitamin D and fibroids, vitamin D and cancer, like look at the studies done. And in the ones that have the highest levels or taking the highest levels for, they're taking it for periods of time. And I don't recommend you keep doing it forever and ever and ever and ever. But like do high doses, do some low doses, do some high doses, like, alternating it for your schedule, for your lifestyle. Like I saw significant changes. I have endometriosis. I'm going to ask my doctor, can I take my 5,000 IUs every day or lower dose? Yeah, I would. I'm telling you, the studies rocked me to the point where I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. And wow, significant. The other thing I'm taking is I'm taking liquid collagen. Um, I'm using the Spoiled Child. I think it's called Spoiled Child one. That's 5 grams of collagen. And then I also take the Black Girl collagen, the powder form. That's 10. I think that's 10 or 15, 10 grams. I think that's 10 grams. So I take a scoop of that. Now I only take the scoop of that if I'm making a smoothie because personally, again, I'm not sponsored by nobody. I'm just sharing with y'all what I'm taking right now. Um, I love the Black Girl vitamins because you're getting a high dose of the collagen, but I don't like the way collagen tastes in just like water and juice. Like I have to be putting it in a smoothie or something. I think it just tastes like meat, like powdered old meat. Like I don't like the way it tastes. So if I can't mask the taste of it, um, yeah, I'm not gonna take it. I'll just take the liquid one. So I like the liquid one because it tastes like mango. It tastes good. I like that. That's 5 grams. I take that. Now collagen again, collagen for your skin, collagen for your hair, and collagen for your joints. I still dance like 4 or 5 days a week. And so like I started noticing my little joints are like crick, 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 right? Like I'm starting to see. And as you know, I think it's after 35 your collagen production started to do, and then after 40, they significantly decrease. So I recommend everyone should be taking collagen. If you're closer to 34, 35, start taking your collagen now. Start with 5 grams at least. You'll start to notice also my hair got thicker, more fuller. Because again, there's collagen in your hair, there's collagen in your skin, there's collagen like everywhere, your nails, all of it. So start taking it because your body stops producing it. That's how your skin gets to be like saggy. It starts to like not be as plump and plush. Now, of course, it's like, okay, black don't crack, yes, but we can also aid in making it not crack for longer. Okay, so I'm giving y'all the tea on the things. Give me all the tea on the things that I've been researching and I've definitely added to my diet and saw significant changes for the better. Um, let's see. I told you the vitamin D, I told you the collagen, um, the iron. I still take my Plant Force liquid iron. I take a multivitamin, but I'm not 100% sure if the multivitamin I take I really, really like. But I would recommend taking at least a multivitamin that has folic acid and all of that in it. And then I just it's funny, and I just they sent me the wrong product, but it's basically like a liquid ceramide. Um, Now ceramides are, I kind of mentioned it to you before, but ceramides are like the glue that holds your hair together. It's also in your skin and all of that. And they say it's like a phytoceramide, so like a plant-based ceramide. So I don't know. I just started that, and then there's this other supplement, and I'm not gonna tell y'all till I've done more extensive research on it. But basically, the supplement is supposed to slow down aging. I cannot remember the exact name. It's when I think of it, it'll come to me at some point. But basically, they say like after 40, like people are actually getting like injections of this particular thing, and they are saying like it's supposed to help slow down the aging, the cells basically aging quickly. So I'm gonna start that. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if I notice any effects. But I'll tell you this: everything else that I'm taking now, I've noticed significant changes, impacts on my body, skin glowing, hair glowing. Like all of that, all of that. People tell me like, oh my gosh, like not that I ever really had a ton of wrinkles or anything, but people tell me my skin is like glowing all the time. And I feel like that's collagen, that's vitamin D, that's also getting my iron back to where it needs to be. Is never in my life has it ever been there for more than like 2 months, right? I had a couple iron injections last year. because I had a procedure done and I lost a lot of blood. And so I was so deficient. And so I had to get 2 iron injections last year. And then it dropped again. So then that, well, I had one and then it dropped again. And I had to get another one. But I've made an intentional effort to, to keep it up, to stay on my plant-based iron. If you guys are curious, it is the Gaia, Gaia plant force liquid iron. That's the one I take. That's the one that's this. I also have been adding steak once a week. I had stopped eating red meat for like 14 years. And so now I do what you call it, one steak a week and a big steak. And listen, if that's what I need to do to make sure it stays where it needs to stay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not fighting it anymore. I don't, because you know what, I was like reading studies of, with especially with Black women, they were saying that like as Black women age, right, and if you've been deficient in iron for like your whole life, they're saying there are like detrimental impacts that happen, like certain things that are happening to Black women when they're like 50s and 60s because you've been so deficient, right? And so I was like, well, let's just stop, because if having a steak once a week and then making sure I take my plant-based iron every other time is gonna be the thing that helps me, then it'll be the thing that helps me. Like, so yeah, those are just things that I feel like if you've never got your iron checked, go get your iron checked. Oh, the other thing I was mentioning about vitamin D, there are actually vitamin D receptors in your hair follicles, right? And so if you're also suffering from hair loss, you also want to make sure you are checking your vitamin D levels. And because we're Black, and if you're in the East Coast or you're in an area, not just the East Coast, if you're in an area that doesn't get like large periods of sun because it's cold outside, you more than likely are vitamin D deficient. And so make sure you take some form of vitamin D regularly. Get those levels up, because they impact, again, outside of your organs, they're going to impact your hair, your skin. They're like I said, they're doing more and more research, but they're finding out there are vitamin D receptors in almost every organ, every major organ of your body. And so if you're deficient in vitamin D for a very long time, you've never been at a proper level, it causes more and more aging and more issues over time. So that's what happens with iron. When you're deficient over time, your body never runs at optimal. It's just running at 70%. It's running at 60%. It's running at 50%, right? And so you just, every day you wake up and you never run at optimal levels. And I'm like, I'm always tired, and I get it. Like I work a lot, but like, imagine you finally running at, your vitamin D is up, your iron is up. You're just, you're eating healthy, you're like everything you're doing is like A1. You just feel different. You feel good. Like it's, yeah. Um, since I've been lacking on vitamins. Geez, yeah. Absolutely beautiful changes from vitamin D. Listening to her advice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm currently doing 5 iron infusions. Yeah, girl, I'm gonna tell you the battle of the iron. And I'll say this, some of that, and I know like this is my concept and my theory on this, and I'm gonna say it. This is me, Michelle. Okay. I believe because we have fibroids, and I'm saying me, I have fibroids, it depletes your body of more nutrients than anyone else's body does. So like that's why I feel like my vitamin D and my iron levels and other vitamins were so like deficient in it, which is why I made it a goal to try to shrink my fibroids naturally, right? Because if my fibroids are sucking all of my vitamins and nutrients, they're just like a big, like it's not cancer, but it's like a big, like it is like a cancer in your body. Like it's just taking all your nutrients, it's sucking all the things from your body. Your body's never running optimally because you got all these massive fibroids in you. And I have there were massive fibroids. Um, I was like, I had to take care of the fibroid issue. And once I take care of the fibroid issue, then as I'm supplementing with changing my diet, and then also making sure I'm taking an additional vitamin D and iron and like my body can now utilize it, and it's not going to a fibroid that's just doing nothing but taking from me, right? So that's why for me, shrinking the fibroid first was the first thing I wanted to tackle. Well, of course, still taking my iron and my vitamin D, but I realized that is depleting my body from them. So like it's a losing battle, right? You're just playing this little losing battle. Take care of that first. And I didn't want to do surgery because like they say, you can do surgery and they can come right back. So it's being more intentional about what I'm eating. And then Catherine, I think you just said it. I take the super green mix, a spoon a day, and has so much iron. But I also chug chia seeds. Yeah. Like you can do all of those things beneficial for you. But like if you still have fibroids, you still have things, they are literally sucking vitamins and nutrients from you, blood, all of that from you. So if you're somebody who was struggling with, and I say that I feel like that's the main reason why my iron levels are finally up. Yes, I'm eating better. Yes, I have the, I'm taking the steak, but I feel like fixing, and not it's not all the way fixed because I still have fibroids, but they have shrunk tremendously in a year. In 1 year, I'm literally, my uterus is almost completely flat. I was looking like a little low pooch here, and it's like not even the same. My doctor was, she was, when I told her how much I was taking, she was freaked out, and then she ran all my tests, and she was like, everything is good. She's like, you've never been good, and everything was good. My vitamin D, my calcium, everything was good. And she was like, okay, you might be on. She was like, okay, you might be on to something. You might be on to something, And so yeah, and I told her, I was like, I'm never gonna just do something without doing research. And I did really, really extensive research on it, and I would like to continue doing the 20,000 IUs for 12 weeks, and then alternating between the 10,000 IUs and then going back to see if I can completely shrink my fibroids. And if not, if they can go in and then maybe just drain out the ones or pull them out through my belly button, fine. But that's the first time, you address, for me, I addressed what I thought was the main cause, which was the fibroids. Once I addressed the fibroids, then everything else kind of just fell in line, right? So that's it. That's my spiel. Kisa, does your doctor approve your vitamin D dose? Yeah, she does. She does. Because I told her I'm taking it with cofactor. She said she would look into it, and then she told me, she sent me a message back and said she doesn't have an issue with what I'm doing. So she said it doesn't. She said it doesn't seem to be negatively impacting anything. Seem to be negatively impacting anything for you. And she said, and I see your fibroids. And I sent her the studies. I didn't just tell her, like I obviously told her, but then she said, can you send me the studies? I sent her all the studies. I researched on it. She did it, and because that study was only 12 weeks, that was her initial fear, was like, oh, you're doing this extensively over time. And I told her, well, I'm taking a break in between, so that I'm not just taking it forever, because the study was only done for 12 weeks. So yeah. Oh, Catherine just said, also make sure you have a lot of vitamin C to be able to absorb the iron. Correct. Hibiscus tea, and bell peppers for me work very well. Yes. Also, Catherine, that's why I like the Plant Force liquid iron, because it has a ton of vitamin C in it as well. You can also almond powder. Almond powder has a ton of vitamin C too. Kia says, can I message you privately? Mine is taking a pretty traditional approach and encouraging me to get surgery. Oh, you could definitely message me. You can message me here, or you can message me on uh, Instagram or TikTok or whatever. We can chat. Let me see. Oh, Tavi said, congrats on winning the iron battle. Thank you, sis. So is the cofactor the methylfolate? No, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna use my phone so I can find the cofactors I take. And I'm taking his name is Dr. Actually, who has he actually has, if you don't want to do a ton of research, Dr. Berg. If you put in Dr. Berg and then you type in iron, like if you go to his YouTube and you type in iron, he has a video on the fibroid studies, and he has all of them linked in his thing. So if you don't want to have to go and find each individual study, if you go to his page, Dr. Berg, and then you just type in the search bar for him. If you type in iron or fibroids, he has I think maybe two videos on them. I watched both videos, and all in the already in the description section, you'll see all of the studies that were done on this, and he talks about the studies in his video. And I'm taking his vitamin D because it comes with the cofactors. Thank you, T. I'm just gonna pull up my Amazon real quick, and maybe, you know what, I'll add it to my Amazon store, and then at the when this video loads, I'll put it in description box so you can see exactly which one I'm taking. I'll share that with you guys. Listen, I'm an open book here. I ain't getting sponsored by nobody, but I'm just letting y'all know what worked for me, because baby girl's been struggling for my whole life, and I don't want y'all to have to struggle if you don't have to. Vitamin D. And the reason why I'll say this, and the reason why I like Dr. Berg, because his vitamin D comes with already the cofactors added, so you don't have to worry about getting additional cofactors. So cofactors basically help the vitamin D to absorb properly and be utilized in the best way. So um you're not like, okay, I gotta take this and I gotta take this. So the one I have is called, and I'll link this in the thing. Oh yeah, yes, Dr. Berg is amazing. I love how he takes a deep dive on healthcare. Yes, I love love love, and I think I must have, when I was in my research stage. I was started out on YouTube researching to see like what other people, because there's other girl I saw who talks about how she shrunk her fibroids, also using like castor oil, putting castor oil in your belly button too at night. But Dr. Berg has been T. So if you look Dr. Berg and then literally put in fibroids or vitamin D, he's a ton of videos about how powerful vitamin D is. So I'm using his vitamin D. The one has D3 and K2. It also has let me open it up. Um, it also has vitamin K, um, vitamin B6, zinc, and it has a good amount of zinc too. Those things actually aid in the absorption of the vitamin D, right? And how it utilizes it in its best way. I will say this, I didn't just start off taking no to 20,000 IUs. I didn't start taking, I literally went from literally like the first week I did, I think the pills are, how many are in a thing? I think they're 10,000 per capsule, 10,000 IUs per capsule. So I think I broke the capsule in half and I took 5,000 every day. And then I started taking the one capsule every day. So I think I did the 5,000 every day for like a week. And then I did 10,000 every day for a week. And I think I did 10,000 every day for like 2 weeks. And then I started with 15,000, like a capsule and a half. And then I started doing 20,000. I didn't just go from 0 vitamin D to 20,000. Um, I never recommend doing that. Give your body some time to absorb and adjust, absorb and adjust. So yeah, definitely. Don't, and I recommend that for like most things in life. Don't um, just do high, especially high doses of anything like that. Um, hey Brownin. Uh, AM says Dr. Berg is amazing. I love how he takes a deep dive on healthcare. Yes, this live is so helpful and educating. Thank you, hon. She said, hell yeah, Dr. Berg, he helped me so much. Dr. Berg debunks a lot of these doctors. He does. He does. I find him to be very helpful. And then I like, because he puts the research studies in the comment section or in the description box of all his stuff, then I can easily just go and do the research myself. And y'all know I'm a chemist, and I'm not someone, I don't care what someone tells me on YouTube. I got to go read the studies myself. And I did. And so that's the only reason why I'm recommending it to you. That's the only reason why I'm saying this to you guys, because I'm like, I didn't just listen to some other person on YouTube. Let me tell you, anyone on YouTube can tell you anything. Okay. So don't just believe anything. Look for them studies. If they have the studies, always go through the information. I'm somebody who does that. Like I may start somewhere just to see what information is out there. And then from there, I move forward, because there's another girl on YouTube who also talks about castor oil packs. She puts castor oil packs on her down on her uterus where her fibroids are. She helps them. There's a girl who talked about putting castor oil into your belly button overnight, all that stuff to help with your fibroid reduction. So, like I said, once I feel like I got my fibroids under control, it allowed me to get my vitamin D, it allowed me to get my iron, it allowed me to get everything else under control. So, so I just saw that you were like, yeah, I kind of just popped on because I've been doing the TikTok lives, and I felt like, let me pop on to my original old crew, my girls, do a YouTube live, because this way the live will at least sit on my channel. Like with TikTok, it just disappears into the verse, and you can put short clips on. But yeah, y'all are my people, and I wanted to kind of give you guys some information. I talked about a little throughout this live. So I did obviously answer any questions, but if there were any if no one didn't have any questions, I was sharing with you guys some herbs for scalp inflammation. So if you do rewatch this live, you'll see that I talked a little bit about Black Friday, some hair products, all of that. So if you want to ask me a question, ask me now, because I'm probably going to pop off in the next couple of minutes. I think my battery on my thing is 12%. I'm out here being a bum today. I moved. I'm in my new little warehouse space. Basically, it's just my other bedroom. And you see in the background, so it's a little messy. I should have cleaned up a little bit more before I went on live, but whatever. We're here, y'all, my people. Y'all, my people. Y'all know me. But yeah, so I was just saying, I'm trying to right now. Over the summer, I don't know if you were in the previous live I did back in maybe the June or July, and I had said like I was gonna come back and I was gonna post all these videos, but then I had a whole situation happen, and I was like forced to move, and it was kind of crazy. So, now that I've moved and I'm trying to get my whole everything back together, I'm I'll say this. I'm gonna at least start some lives. I'm gonna try and do live at least once a week. It might be twice a week. I may aim for, because lives are easier. I don't have to go back and edit the videos like I do when I'm like filming content. But once I get through, I would say like once I get through this like Black Friday rush and stuff, I will try to post more videos. I am still trying to do a product drop. I'm working on an edge control, and I've been formulating this edge control for y'all. Um, for the Black Friday drop. I was saying if you've never ordered from me before, I highly encourage you to pick something up before Black Friday if you want to get on my VIP list. My VIP list gets a steeper discount than those on Black Friday, and my VIP list gets to shop a week earlier than Black Friday. So yeah. So say hello, love. Congratulations on everything. Thank you, thank you. How's everybody doing? How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all good? I feel like the economy, the world, is everything is on fire. I feel like every day I log in and I'm just like, oh my God, let me log out, right? Um, so I hope y'all are doing well too. Maria says, you also include vitamin B complex. My multivitamin, that's what I said, my multivitamin has a vitamin B complex in it. I do take liquid biotin. That was the other thing too, I forgot. I knew I was missing something. I take a liquid biotin in a dropper. I take that, and that has B complex in it. And then my multivitamin has that. But I think I want to switch. I think I want to get a new multivitamin because I don't really. I'll say this. Everything else, I feel like I have noticed a change. Like again, with the collagen, the vitamin D, all that other stuff, I can physically see the changes. I feel like days that I don't take my vitamin, my multivitamin, I can't tell you if I felt any different or not. Now, I guess some things you will not feel a physical difference about, right? Whether it's just like an internal, like okay, you're getting all the vitamins you need. But I also will say this, like I definitely like I start off in the morning with like a nice green smoothie. I am I was taking liquid probiotics for a while. But I actually just started eating yogurt again. I had stopped eating yogurt because I just was like, oh, I want to cut out all dairy. But I have incorporated yogurt in some form with like a green smoothie and throwing in, that's what I said, if I do that green smoothie, I'll throw in some collagen and all the other stuff to it so I can just get everything all at one time. Drink that, I'm done, I'm out the door. Well, I work from home, so I'm not out the door. I mean, I'm working. I'm, up and working. So says, I'm here. I'm here. Sis, I know, girl, it's rough out here. I'll say this, like I have not been great with self-care this year. I did do quite a bit of traveling, so I guess in that way I did do some self-care. I actually went to Bali last September. And that was actually part of like my healing journey from the whole situation that went on. But I feel like as much as you can do some self-care, like y'all, please take care of yourself. I wasn't taking care of myself. I'm speaking from me. Like life has just been lifing, and I'm not the only one, right? I'm not the only person whose life has been lifing. The economy is bad. People are struggling to put food on the table. And it's only going to get worse, right? We're just kind of like just getting started in year one of this nonsense, and we've got 3 more years of who knows what. And so really just I I cannot stress enough, even if it's something as simple as going outside and being in nature. We still, for us, the mornings are pretty chilly here, but by midday the sun comes out and it's a little bit warmer, so like maybe go take a little walk, go stand in the sun. I'll tell you, the sun, as much as I talk about vitamin D, the best way to get vitamin D is that sun. So I highly recommend go standing outside in the sun for as much as you can. Get those nutrients from that vitamin D from that sun. That's the best vitamin D you can actually have. honestly. Phyllis said, life, this too may pass. We are our support system. We will get through it. Stay in constant prayer. Definitely constant prayer. Definitely. Kia said, I just started taking Chase Tree Berry or voted from Gaia Herbs. I'm going to look into Dr. Burke's product. Yeah. No, I feel like I've always recommend Gaia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong or right, but I love them because I think their products are very quality tested. I've had so many herbs from them that I'm like, oh, the quality is. I actually just ordered from them. I took an elderberry syrup. When I tell you, if as soon as the weather starts to change, I always get this because their elderberry syrup. If you don't know elderberry, is a powerful, powerful, powerful antioxidant. Anytime I get an itch in my throat, like there may be possibly maybe a thought of a cold or a thought of a flu or a thought of anything, that elderberry will like kill it. Just every time it knocks it out for me. And elderberry is for immune support. So I literally will take that. Yeah, I take that like right away. So I just ordered some. It's coming actually today, and I'm like, let me go ahead and take that. Let me get on it. But yeah. Okay, so yes, these are critical and stress-inducing times. I went to Ross this morning and treated myself to a few things. There you go. Self-care, baby. Whatever self-care you need to do. Take care of yourselves. Yeah. So I'm all for that too. I'm all for it. I meant Vitex, not voted. Oh, you're good, sis. You're good. All right, y'all. If you have anything else or any questions, I am gonna go head off and get back to doing some formulating. If you want to catch me a little bit later, I will be on TikTok live at 5:00 today. I'm just doing all my lives today. I was like, you know what? Let me pop on. I might be bottling products at that point when I'm on that live, but yeah, check me out if you want to. If not, it's been fun. I appreciate y'all. I'll give you a couple seconds because I know there's always a delay in the chat. So I'll wait a few minutes to see if you have anything else to say. If not, I will see you guys soon. What I'll try to do is schedule out the live so that way it will also hold me accountable and you guys will know when I'm going live. So you don't just like randomly have to pop on and see like, oh, you've been live for an hour now. I didn't get the notification because I know YouTube is probably still mad at me for disappearing for like a year. So they're probably not sending out notifications the way they used to. Also, if there are any other topics or questions that you have, you could leave it under this video in the comment section. You could also message me on social media. Everything is under NowIamNappy. So you can message me on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm pretty much, I don't want to say always online because then it makes it sound like I do nothing else, but like I'm always online. So if you want to talk about anything, even the stuff I mentioned in the video about vitamin D or iron or whatever, feel free to just shoot me a message. All right. Kisses. Have a great day, everyone. I'll message you on IG, Michelle. All right. Sounds good. All right, you guys. I will see y'all. Thank you for joining me today. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. All right. I forget how to end this live. Oh, here we go.